Franklin Delano Roosevelt, often referred to as FDR, was a giant among men. He led the United States through two of the greatest crises in its history, the Great Depression and World War II. His leadership, courage, and unwavering optimism inspired a nation. He is remembered as one of America's greatest presidents. FDR was born into privilege in Hyde Park, New York. He attended Harvard and Columbia Law School. He entered politics in 1910, serving in the New York State Senate. In 1921, he was stricken with polio. The disease left him paralyzed from the waist down. Rather than succumbing to despair, FDR fought back against his disability. He learned to walk with leg braces and refused to let his condition define him. He returned to politics in 1928, winning the governorship of New York. In 1932, with the nation mired in the Great Depression, FDR was elected president. He promised a new deal for the American people. His election marked the beginning of an extraordinary era in American history. The Great Depression was the worst economic crisis in American history. Millions were unemployed. Banks were failing. Fear and despair gripped the nation. FDR's New Deal was a series of programs designed to provide relief, recovery, and reform. FDR's first act as president was to declare a bank holiday. He closed all banks for 4 days. This restored confidence in the banking system. He then proposed and signed a series of bills to create jobs, regulate the stock market, and provide Social Security. The New Deal was controversial. Some argued that it went too far in expanding the role of government. Others felt it didn't go far enough. However, there is no doubt that it provided crucial relief to millions of Americans. The New Deal also fundamentally changed the relationship between the government and the people. Some of the most enduring legacies of the New Deal include Social Security, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. These programs continue to provide a safety net for Americans today. Just as the country was beginning to recover from the Great Depression, World War II erupted in Europe. FDR was a staunch opponent of fascism. He provided aid to Great Britain and other Allied nations. However, he was initially reluctant to commit American troops to the conflict. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, changed everything. The next day, FDR asked Congress to declare war on Japan. The United States entered the war, and FDR became a wartime leader. FDR rallied the American people to support the war effort. He oversaw the mobilization of the American economy. He worked closely with Allied leaders, including Winston Churchill and Joseph Stalin. He made the difficult decision to use atomic bombs against Japan in 1945. FDR's leadership during World War II was crucial to the Allied victory. He understood the stakes of the conflict. He was determined to defeat fascism and preserve democracy. He led with courage and conviction. FDR died in office on April 12, 1945, just months before the end of World War II. He left behind a legacy of leadership, compassion, and achievement. He is remembered as one of the greatest presidents in American history. FDR's New Deal programs helped to lift the country out of the Great Depression. His leadership during World War II was instrumental in defeating fascism. He expanded the role of the federal government in American life. FDR's personal story is just as inspiring as his political achievements. His battle with polio showed his resilience and determination. His ability to connect with ordinary Americans made him a beloved figure. He remains an inspiration to leaders and ordinary citizens alike. He taught us that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope,